Hi everyone, my name is Rhea Kashab. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ezClocker, a simple-to-use time tracking and scheduling software for small businesses. In order for employers to pay their employees, they need to track their time. Some of the problems that exist in today's solutions are accountability. Say you own a small business, a construction company. You have employees showing up at different job sites. How do you know that an employee clocked in at the job site or from home? Well, you either have to be physically there, right? Or you have to hire a supervisor to check, which costs money. Too complex. If you own a mom and pop shop, you don't need a software with 100 features you're never going to use. You just need enough to run your business. Also, if you have hourly employees that are not tech savvy, you don't have time to sit down with them and teach them a complex system. It needs to be simple. Expensive. If you own a small business, every penny counts, so you need an affordable solution. And finally, time wasted. Hours are wasted every pay period because of incomplete timesheets. Why? Well, employees forget to clock in, or they even forgot that they were scheduled to work. There are 6 million small businesses in the U.S. today. 78 million workers are paid an hourly rate. That's almost 59% of our workforce today. If we only concentrate on the timesheet and scheduling market, that gives us $5 billion total available market just in the U.S. So what is ezClocker? Like I mentioned, it's a timesheet and scheduling software for small businesses. But how does it work? If you have an employee at a job site, they bring up the app. As you can see, simple design. When they press that clock in button, we capture the GPS. So you, as the employer, can see where your employee clocked in and clocked out from. Our software is cloud-based, meaning you can use any device to view timesheets and schedules. If you have an office manager at the office, they can use the computer. If you are sitting at a coffee shop waiting to meet a customer or a friend even, bring up the app, create schedules, view timesheets, even email the timesheet to your payroll officer so they can process the payroll, all within the app. We try to make ezClocker as simple and flexible as possible to run your business. Our revenue model is based on a monthly subscription paid by the employer. The price is based on how many employees you have. It starts at $5 up to 5 employees. That is not $5 per employee. That is $5 total per month. If you have a 6th employee, then you go to the next one, which is the $10, and so on. As you can see, pretty affordable. Traction. We currently have almost 1,000 monthly active customers. Those are not beta. Those are real customers that are using ezClocker today to run their business. Our customers range from construction, landscape, janitorial, property management, security services, and even doctor offices are using ezClocker. So what are our customers saying? This app rocks, easy to use, saves me a ton of time. I love this app. We have been using ezClocker for 2 years, and it has been wonderful. That's one of our early adopters. And my personal favorite. After careful review of similar apps, the team at ezClocker gets it right. Their customer service matches their superior product. Now, why is this last one important? Because we believe it's not enough to have a great product in the market. You have to have a customer support that matches it. And that's how you wow your customer. So what do we need? Well, we bootstrapped ezClocker so far. We need funding to accelerate growth. If you know any angel investors, I would love an introduction. Affiliate marketing. We just released our affiliate marketing program, so if you know anybody that would like to partner with us, please let me know. And of course, programmers. Front-end, Android, and Java. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present ezClocker for you today, and I look forward to your questions.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you kicking us off this morning. Great presentation. You did a great job.
Thank you.
See? Practice helps, right?
I did.
And just as a little side note, you probably couldn't tell, but she was a little nervous. Didn't show it at all, so great job.
Thank you.
So here's how this will work. We will open up to questions from the audience, and I'll hand you the microphone. Please keep the microphone until your question is fully answered. Speak into the microphone. Don't ask questions without the microphone, as this is being streamed and questions cannot be heard unless they're on the mic. So with that, we will start out. First question, just raise your hand.
Hi, quick question. So curious, can you break down the different projects that people are working on? So if you have somebody, let's say, going out to 5 different job sites, can you track how much time they spend on each project and those types of things?
Sure. So job codes is not in yet at ezClocker, but what our customers are doing, we have a note section, and they're entering the job code there, and that's how they're keeping track. So job codes is one of our features that we'll be adding in 2018. But as a workaround, yeah, customers can use the notes, because you bring up the app, you clock in, and you can add any note you want. And when you export the data, it'll show up. So that's how it works around. Thank you.
So how are you acquiring new customers, and how much does it cost to acquire a new customer?
Great question. Most of right now, the customers that we've gotten, the 1,000 that you've seen, they're all organically. So if you go to the App Store and type in employee time tracking or any other search term, ours pop up. So that's how we're getting customers right now. Also referrals. So I had a customer about a couple of months ago, a lady who was an office manager, and she says that they were looking at timesheets. Her husband uses ezClocker, and he recommended us. So far it's been organically. We are testing, doing the last 2 months, we've done tests on different channels. We haven't decided on what channel yet. So I don't have the cost of acquisition yet. It's just been organically. But that's definitely something we are trying to figure out this couple of months.
Hi, morning. I'm kind of in the same industry, but in HR technology. The payroll system, you mentioned that someone can sit in a cafe and email to payroll. Do you integrate with payroll, with the API, or can you automate that process?
Great question. So currently we are working on QuickBooks integration. So payroll integration is something big. We don't want to get into payroll. We want to integrate with payroll, with APIs, like you mentioned. So our first one right now, we are working on QuickBooks integration, the online QuickBooks, and then Xero, it's a New Zealand software. That's the second one that we're working on, and so on. But yes, it's a big part, and we are currently working on the first one.
I have a two-part question. Are you using just the GPS, or are you using the entire location services suite, or using Wi-Fi and other things to get the location of the device? And also, how do you protect against location spoofing?
Yes. So GPS, yeah, we're using whatever the phone is. So we're using the Wi-Fi. We're using the GPS system on the phone. And for GPS, for spoofing, we haven't had any problems reported yet. There's a couple of concerns, but mostly what we do is you can't turn off the GPS. You'll get a notification. We also notify the employer if there's any changes there. So employer will know if there's anything going on that they're playing around with the GPS, or they're trying to turn it off or override it. So we do notify the employer. We try our best to give enough information to the employer, so it's their call to do whatever they need to do. There was one question there.
So Rhea, nice job on the presentation.
Thank you.
In terms of your target market, your ideal client, you mentioned small business, correct? What is small business? What's your sweet spot? How many employees?
Yes, great question. Thank you. Less than 100 employees is our sweet spot. So right now we are targeting, from all those industries, we are targeting right now the construction and janitorial and landscape. Those top three are what we're concentrating our targeting. So if you could think about, if you look at any small business, like mom and pops, that's how we're going there. If you can think of, for example, a food truck, that would be our customer. If it's some big franchise that has a lot of locations and they've got, the reason is because they need a lot of reporting and then they need a lot of other features. So that's not something that we're targeting right now.
What about distribution companies? Food distribution?
Great point. I haven't thought about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
I really enjoyed your presentation.
Thank you.
I have an app on my phone called Everlance, which tracks mileage. I noticed on one of your samples where you show where he clocked in and down here, but they clocked out up there. Are you able to integrate your system with something like Everlance, just in case, let's say, they actually ended up at home and clocked out? Do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, that's more like mileage and expenses.
It is.
That's what people do. But yes, absolutely. Great. That's something that we are definitely, it's on our to-do list. So right now what we're concentrating, just to be transparent to everyone, our first thing is to integrate with Payroll. So get that seamless going on. And then there's the job codes. That is something definitely. So when we add features, it depends on what the customers are asking. So that hasn't been requested yet. And if you guys imagine, as a startup, we have a long list of features that customer asks. And so we have like a ranking. So as many as customers, how many do they ask for that feature? So the integration is our top one. Everybody asks about that. Job codes is second. Roles, if you have a manager and you have a different supervisors, how do you get them to permissions? That's our third one. So that's our list. So definitely we see the need for that. It just hasn't made it to our top of our list.
I've got a question for you. Obviously, the requirement, or one of the requirements, is that people have a smartphone. So there's a lot of what you're talking about in those industries are workforce that may or may not have access to a smartphone. I'm sure that question comes up, so how do you get around that?
Yes, great point. And a couple of customers have asked us that. So the admin or the employer can clock that employee out. So if you have, like, for example, a supervisor that sits around, or if you were someone that's there, they can use that device to clock that other employee in. So that is one
Right.
way.
So, but it's an important piece of the puzzle here is that
Yes.
the employee or whoever's tracking should have that kind of device. So, the cost, I guess I'm trying to figure out the cost is not only just the cost of your program, the employer would also have to look at the cost if their employees don't have smartphones that
Right.
can generate the information.
Right. So if an employer, depends, some of them will have like a tablet. They'll have it, and they'll give it to the employees if they have a group of employees. That's one way to do it.
Okay, thank you. Other questions?
Hey, my name is Joe,
Hi.
and great presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
I was curious, I don't know how closely you work with the developers, but this is a two-part question. One, are you familiar with the tech stack that they use to build your website or your app? And in terms of needing developers, is your focus more primarily on the app, or both on app and on your website?
Thank you. So I do some of the programming myself. So we don't outsource anything. If we do, we have contractors, and they're all in the U.S. So I program, my business partner also programs it, and we do both. So we do the native, and we do the back end. So everything is very familiar. So we own and we know our code. If we do contracting, like what I mentioned, like a front end, we'll do contracting work, and then we'll take over the code to maintain it. But if you know any good programmers, please let me know. I'll talk to you later.
Like that. Any other questions? I think we're good. I appreciate your presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.